like that's what
No, I mean,
sounds.
no.
No,
He's
me,
gonna.
no.
What's going on, guys? And welcome. Not welcome back. Cause we reinvented ourselves. It's no longer the Level Up podcast. It's the Keeping It Real podcast with your same host. I'm Gerald, and I got my little brother with me, Rick.
So
Say what's up
guys,
to. There you go. But we're still talking about sports. We decided to reinvent ourselves. It's still early in the game. And that's because you know what? When we talk about these sports and stuff that either goes on in personal, what we're doing, keeping it real. So, but we're keeping it real with no G, just an N and an apostrophe. That's it. Especially Rick, he told you we already know what quarterbacks he doesn't like. Clearly, it's pretty much anybody in the NFL besides his own quarterback.
oh
So,
yeah,
we'll,
Roger's the goat.
we'll get to there. But we had some crazy games going on this weekend in the wild card NFL playoffs. Let's start with the
It's already
destruction.
the playoffs, bro. That's crazy. Just and you wait like what 9 months for the season to start because for
Somebody can give birth in 9 months.
teams that don't make it in the to the playoffs, they finish like in January, and then you have to wait till September to
Yeah,
actually watch the like real season, not even preseason. So that
yeah, I
can
know.
damn
I
a lot
mean,
can
it
happen
flew
in March.
by, to be honest.
It really did.
Like, I really don't want football to end because I don't know what Sundays are boring. Let's be honest, without football. Like, you wake up and you're looking forward to like football,
You can
and the
go to
players are
get
even better
you can go to
because you have
brunch
yeah, but no
and
football.
limited mimosa.
Yeah, I mean, you can only get fucked up for so long. Eventually, you're gonna miss it again. You can't go
Your
to dinner
your
and
li-
unlimited
your
rules.
li- your liver gets you. That'll be lit at dinner limited mimosa. What the hell? I'd rather get trashed at night than get trashed early in the morning. That's like
Oh
that
no,
9
I'm a
a.m. That 9 a.m. banger. Oh my god, because day drinking sometimes there's moments that you just be gone because you day drink a lot, and then at least night drinking you pass out, you have enough time to sleep. Day drinking is like you have to really pull through.
yeah, but I mean, I think I prefer day drinking. It's something about day like in the summer, day drinking is the shit.
I just love.
Like,
I like being out at night. There's something about the nightlife that just like, ooh, what's gonna happen? You know, you might like go one day, you might get
oh, that's
murdered.
that's
Like,
wait.
it's just like the world. Like, I don't know.
I don't know what nightlife you live, but over
It's
here
just like
we
there's like a thrill to night. It's just something about the night. It's very energetic. Plus, I'm a night person. I hate seeing them. I hate waking up at early in the morning.
no, I think I'm a morning person.
I,
Like,
I don't know. Like I
I
don't want to hear
mean,
the birds tweeting.
tweeting that too. Wow, that's crazy. I don't know where you live that the birds actually fucking tweet.
That's all the stuff from the night stuff that shit still has to clean out.
Oh man. But all right, let's get to it. Let's start with the destruction of the Browns. They self-destructed on their own. Offensively, defensively, special teams, the water people, the towel guys and
Who
girls,
said that?
every
Everybody should do better, but even the
what?
towel people. Oh, that was Giannis. That's mad disrespectful. That's mad
Oh,
random. But that was so disrespectful. He said the equipment people too. They need to clean our
they
teams
need to
better.
watch.
Bro,
Yeah.
what the hell? If you don't
Oh
fucking like
man.
shut the fuck up, that's
But
wild. You gotta clean better.
I mean,
That's disrespectful.
you know who cleaned house? CJ and them boys. Because CJ put an absolute banger of a performance offensively. And the defense created 2 pick sixes
How
that
did they
just
clean
led to the
house?
failure of, huh?
How did they clean house?
They cleaned their house. They
Like
were at
clean
home.
house, clean clean house sometimes means like everybody gets fired.
Sometimes.
Clean house, renew. That's my majority, 99.99% of the time.
Well, not even the condoms 100%. So I mean the
And,
why
and I don't get it though. Like how, where is it coming out of? If it was not the
hey,
100%, someone's
wait,
poking a hole in it. It should be
that's
100%.
pretty fucked up.
Just like Big Sean said, you gotta wear a bulletproof condom. You still gotta pull out.
You gotta put hot sauce in it, like Drake during that
That's
time.
fire. I put sriracha.
But yeah, so the Texans ended up beating the Browns 45-14. did you see that coming?
No. Next question. No. No, I personally thought they were gonna keep it super close because whenever CJ's the quarterback and he's been starting what's the Houston, what do you call it? Houston what? Rocket?
Texans?
Texans. What the hell? I was gonna say Houston Rockets. When he started for the Houston Texans, they've
That's
been
crazy. This
either
guy played some
very.
sports.
I think he did probably. He's either elite. I mean, they're either very elite or they're at least keeping it close in every game. I think they only lost two of the whatever last 5 games because he was concussion protocol. But I expected them to keep it close. The only reason why I thought Cleveland had the better upper hand was one, Flacco was still doing Flacco. So even though he looked like Flacco was about to start throwing picks, because against the Jets, which was his last start in the season, because they didn't play the last week, he's already clinched. He was already there, basically trying to throw picks. If the Jets would have called two more, it would have been like 3 picks in that game. He threw a dumb pick six to Jermaine Johnson that game. Um, I don't know if you remember it, when Jermaine just tipped it to himself. You see Jermaine right in front of you. You still try to throw it at him. Like it's idiotic. But he didn't know what to do. He obviously not gonna run away from the pass. And then, but the whole thing was the defense. Everybody was like, "All right, this defense is elite. They're number one in ranked categories." Until you see the dumb stat where I don't know where people found it. Because if I would have saw it, I would not bet the fucking Browns. But their stat is a complete 180 when they play away from home, that defense. They're ranked like bottom 20th. They're giving up like 25, I think 30 a game. So once I saw that, I was like, oh, and CJ at home, and CJ's just shredding people apart. You knew damn well it was gonna be a tough day for the defense, and it showed because you didn't even see Myles Garrett anywhere. I didn't even know he was on the field. He did not get a sack. It didn't look like he was pressuring. He was kind of a no-show, and that's the leader of that defense because they rely more on them. Cornerbacks were getting lost, miscommunication. It was a pretty overall bad performances for all the hype that they were getting, and
Yeah, I mean,
sucks
it
for
was a good
Cleveland
game
fans.
for Houston. Yeah, it was a good game for Houston. CJ has an arm. We've been saying that all season long.
Hmm.
Even though they got a good win, they did. Oh, before we get like, well, you could talk. We'll talk about it in a bit. Even though they got a good win, I believe they lost their left tackle guard Tunsil. I think he went out mid game or something like that with an injury, if I'm not mistaken.
He's not
I
playing this week.
I'm not sure if he came back. I know he didn't come back that game, but I don't
I
know if
know.
he's gonna play this week.
Oh, so
So
don't be saying
I
he not.
mean,
You gotta get your
I
facts
said
first.
maybe. I said
But
maybe.
you matter. You should
I'm
have just
I'm
left it out.
I'm
He's playing.
okay. He's playing then. So what about if he doesn't? Then it's on you.
He's playing.
But okay. But I know you mentioned something about a video you saw, right? That we all basically seen of D'Amico Ryan
Oh,
talking to
I was thinking about the dude from TikTok. uh, um, yeah, when he because the Miko Ryan won,
I'm like, wait, the
what's
dramatic pause, like
I'm still thinking about the video. D'Amico Ryan, one, he used to play defensive back, well, linebacker, and then two, he was a
for
defensive
the Houston
coordinator.
Texans.
Yeah, and then he was a defensive coordinator for the 49ers. So he knows exactly what to like tell his players what to do. And it was great because when he told, I forgot who it was, but he told his linebacker, he was like, just stay your ground. As soon as you see the quarterback throw it, go. But don't follow. Just keep your eyes on the quarterback. And that's where the second pick six happened. It was so easy and simple for him. And that's great coaching right there. Plus, the Browns played Houston in week 2020. What the hell? in week
Whoa! Don't give Roger Goodell more ammo there.
in week 16 or 15, something like that. But it was like around the end of December, and the Cleveland Browns shredded it. So he knew Joe Flacco what he was good at. He had reports on him. He has a whole new tape now exactly of Joe Flacco, and it was basically it was over because Flacco, the first two things, my headphones keep falling out. The first two things, the two series, I think it was like back-to-back touchdowns from Cleveland. But then from there is like they already like they zoned it in. Flacco didn't know where to go. Running backs couldn't get anything going. Mark Cooper was still hurt, which was brutal for him, but he tried to play it through. Njoku was the only one who had a good game, but the offense couldn't do anything. And once he threw that first pick six, you know it was over. The offense is struggling. The defense is basically letting, not letting. They were playing bad overall, and CJ was on his A game, so it was lights out.
Yeah. And now they're advancing to the divisional round. So we'll get to that in a bit. Let's talk about what was the fourth coldest game in NFL history. The Dolphins traveled to Arrowhead to face the Chiefs. It was brutal out there. I believe it felt like -30 or something like that.
Well, I'm confused because Taylor Swift, when they showed her, she was going like, and she has smoke. Aren't they like in a nice like room where the windows close and stuff?
Yeah, but it's still I think it's that cold because if you I don't know if you notice the mirrors were still basically clogged up with ice. It still gets in there. I mean, even though it's cold because also the commentators they're in a nice area and they still got some cold in there. They're wearing jackets and stuff.
That's
So I don't think
fire.
it's heated completely. That's what I'm saying. Which is yeah, I mean, if you're in a suite or in a box or whatever, it should have, I guess, heat inside. I mean, what's the point of
That's
being there if you're
that.
gonna be cold as
That's
fuck?
what I'm assuming. So why am I paying so much money? Either way, I'm doing the same shit. Well, because I'll bring a little heater myself. Are you really gonna pat me down when I have like 10 layers? No, right? And it's not gonna. This probably won't ring through the metal that's like there. You gotta figure some way out. You're not gonna pat me down
Yeah.
because I'm gonna have a jacket, a sweater, a hoodie, another jacket, and then I'm gonna have all these layers. You're not gonna open everything up. I'm like, really, bro? You're just holding the line.
I don't- but oh man. But yeah, I mean, everybody except if you were a Dolphins fan knew that this game was not gonna be a W for the Dolphins.
I don't know.
There was no
I don't know
way
why
they're going
Dolphin fans have like all this like big praise of their team. Their team sucks away. Their team sucks in the code. So and they haven't showed anything throughout the whole season that they could have done it. So you put one
hype.
to one and one together, it's gonna equal fucking two. So it's not that hard. I mean, I get you have a lead for your team and shit, but you know damn well there was no hope in that game. Your defense, your offense looked very stagnant. Your defense is got hurt with injuries. No motion. Hill couldn't do anything. They were bummed out. And Tua, one route guy, well, one player guy. You take his first read, he's done. He panicked. Well, he doesn't panic, but he can't get to the second one. He doesn't know. He's just great at one, and he's very accurate. But if you take his first one, it's like his mind doesn't is not able to progress perfectly to the next one.
Yeah. Also, if he doesn't play with the motion, it throws him off.
It
It's
does.
like he has to actually read where the routes are going. Motion helps him.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
I
Is
mean,
that one read? Is that one read he needs?
I probably would have taken the Dolphins if they were playing in Miami
They had the chance.
because of all that.
They had the chance.
They blew it yeah, they blew it against Buffalo week 18. All they need to do was win and you win the
They
division.
blew it with the
And
last like 5 6 weeks.
well, yeah, you're right. They had a lot of chances, but you would have had Mahomes in his first ever away game during that time already or whatever, going down to Miami where obviously the heat takes an effect. You can do your play action. The whole like you have a track team on the field works out
Hmm.
because you could do whatever you want. So it would have been a completely different game.
I feel like they didn't run the
Um,
ball enough either. I get it wasn't working, but you gotta run the ball in the situation. It's still cold, but you gotta figure a way to slow down their defense because they were just eating the whole defensive line of the Chiefs. They were feasting on you all ways, left, right, middle, anywhere. So I think it was a bad game plan by them, and I see how that goes for next season for them.
yeah, I mean, like you said, the defense was eating. The defense was playing good, but the defense had been playing pretty much good for them all year.
Yeah.
What hasn't been playing good was their offense. But this is the game where their receivers were actually catching these balls.
Hmm.
Like they weren't dropping as many as they did all year. The running game was there. Like it's like they played better the colder it got.
That's a nice hoodie. Where you
And
get it from?
oh, you got it from me.
Oh. I was like, that's a
It's from
li-
Chris.
I was like, that's a nice hoodie. I was like, that looks something like I would buy.
It's from Zara.
Oh, that's why. You can go.
Yeah.
You turn it up. Why you
Um.
blushing?
Yeah.
Look, you blushing.
No, my bad.
Your cheeks are
It's
red.
cold over here. It's -30. Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's what I do.
What with the Chiefs don't drop the ball, and this the running game was good. In Miami, okay, yeah. The running game was good for the Chiefs. The passing was good. Obviously, they weren't dropping balls. Um, Kelce, Kelsey still is the guy, but you've been saying it here and there that he's a step behind, and he obviously dropped one big, like not big because they still won, but like a drop pass that would have been a touchdown as well for him.
Yeah.
So I mean, the defense of the Dolphins just couldn't stop them, and the offense of the Dolphins couldn't do anything.
The Dolphins defense is full of injured now. They're all on IR or out for the season or were at least out. So they lost a lot of players. So that was a huge blow because Andrew can't do what he used to do, and that was a big blow to them, especially when they lost Chubb. Um, and like I said about Kelce, the only reason I say he lost a step is because we're just so used to seeing Kelce as like this out of the world tight end. He still had a great season compared to other tight ends, but you just feel like he lost a step from what he normally is. But it could also be because the offense just sucks normally, that they double team him, which is harder for him. But I don't think he had his best game on Saturday, but he didn't need to. So
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
a good
but
thing.
that's how you know you're good, like great. Be when you're like, oh, he does decent, but you're like, doesn't do well
That's like when they
because
show
we're
Tom
used to seeing
Brady's
him.
numbers.
Oh,
They put Baker Mayfield season overall, and those are Tom Brady's lowest. That's
I
insane. That's
know.
disrespectful to be honest, but you could have put me against any other
you know,
quarterback. You had to put me against the GOAT.
I know. You know what's disrespectful, but I love it. The fact that the Dallas Cowboys got their ass kicked at home. Uh,
In
the
Gerald's world.
score, the score of ending it Packers 48 and the Dallas Cowboys 32 is nothing because at some point the Packers put in their bench to play some of the game. And that's when Dak was basically is scoring his points.
Yeah.
Besides that, they were getting blown out.
Yeah, you can't let the final score fool you because it was never close from the start. The Green Bay Packers, great game plan. You gotta give a lot of credit to LaFleur. I think he's been coaching Love phenomenally. The offense, he's calling it crazy trickery, crazy ways to find. If you see the game, Green Bay players were open all the time. One way where they were open. It's like, and Dan Quinn didn't have any type of answer for this defense. I mean, for the offense. They just could not stop them whatsoever. It was literally either run, play action, throw. And Love was dealing it like how he has been for the last couple of weeks. So it was straight on from the start of the game. When they scored that first touchdown, you know they came in, they set the tone. And Dallas is not a team that plays comeback. They need to take the lead because that's where they could try to do their best and put the pressure on everybody. They aren't a good team when it comes pressure on them. Dak and CD, once you saw them having that little issues and they couldn't be on the same page, you knew it was a wrap. Because that's the best wide receiver in the league this year. And once they couldn't get the communication going, you knew the game was going to be over.
Well, I mean, offensively, yes, they score a whole bunch of points at home. We knew that. But the whole year, their thing was our defense is top. Our defense is gonna get us to whatever we need to platform we need to get to. If that's the division or the conference, Super Bowl, whatever the case is. That defense completely pulled a Houdini and disappeared.
Yeah.
Nobody showed up. Micah Parsons seems he wasn't even on the field.
Yeah.
Stephen Gilmore showed his age. Like this guy was getting beat on every route. Who's the Bland on the other side? I think it is. Not all these pick sixes you were pick or interceptions you were doing throughout the year. What does it matter if you guys are gonna choke in the playoffs?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I mean, yes, I'm not gonna sit here and put all the blame on Dak. Yes, you couldn't score, you couldn't get your offense going, but there's only so much you can do if okay, you go 3 and out and your defense is giving up a touchdown in every single drive. Like
Oh,
every single drive. That the Packers I think punted once, if I'm not mistaken. In the field goal, I believe, and that was it. Besides that, they scored a touchdown every single time. And their defense got shredded for a Dan Quinn defense that we know Dan Quinn is specialized in the defense, and that's supposed to be his best thing.
like
They got shredded.
what a special effort. I'm trying to think. What was the score at halftime?
I think it was
Were they
27
still in it?
7, 27-7,
What,
I believe.
at halftime?
They scored that
Oh
touchdown,
yeah,
I believe, right to end it. I think.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so I think it was
So
like
they were not even
27-7.
in it at halftime.
That's what I'm saying.
Uh,
Yeah, exactly.
it's just crazy because they really couldn't stop them. Every time Green Bay had that
Oh,
ball, They were driving it at least to the other side. If not, they got a field goal or something out of it. But they were getting points every drive. And by the third quarter, like mid to like end of third quarter, it was a wrap. Like there was nothing else you can do. Everybody in the fourth quarter didn't even play basically. So Jordan Love only played like 3.5 quarters tops. I
It
mean,
is crazy.
it's insane.
The fact,
They had
the
them
fact
on
that you,
lock.
but the fact that you sit out your starting quarterback, basically the fourth quarter, because that's how much of a beatdown you gave, like in a playoff game.
Yeah.
Like usually it's gonna come down to the, but no, you were sat down and most of your starters, let's say, were sitting down getting rest because there was no point of playing you no
It does
more.
it.
Aaron,
But it's
go
also
ahead.
Mike McCarthy's fault. How's your team not show up to play in a playoff game at home with this much magnitude in it? Because they apparently this is the best team they had in who knows how long. It's a very disappointing performance. I thought Green Bay was gonna keep it close, but I did not see Dallas get blown out like that. And I thought it was gonna be more of a Green Bay, they'll keep it by like seven, within seven or so. But everybody thought at least one way or another that was gonna find a way and they were just gonna do enough to win. But no, they didn't do anything at all. Not even close. You were not even close at all.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Love played an absolute amazing game, but besides him, Aaron Jones went in on a roll. He scored 3 touchdowns.
Hmm.
There was no stopping that run, no matter what. There was
Hmm.
no stopping that run. Like this man had a field day as well. But all credits to the Packers. I mean, they played basically a perfect game on all aspects.
No, they play
And
the
now,
FU type of game. Like we lose, whatever. And then you can't be stressed like, oh, we gotta play careful to Dallas. I think I forgot who said it, but LaFleur basically told somebody before the game like, we're coming to be aggressive. Like there's we got nothing to lose. The pressure's not on
mhm,
us. The pressure's on them, and it showed. Like he was doing stuff like, all right, whatever, it happens, it happens. But he was calling. He wasn't playing scared. If you come to a game and a playoff game, you come playing scared, you're not gonna like the results because you're playing. Then you're gonna just end up with regret. You gotta be aggressive. You gotta give it your all.
yeah,
If it happens, if it works, it works. It doesn't, it doesn't.
yeah.
Go
And I'm done hearing this whole when the season begins, the Dallas winning like 4-0, whatever. Let's go.
I'm tired
We're
of
going
that.
to Super
I
Bowl.
hate that ESPN keeps
I
talking
don't
about
care no
Dallas.
more.
That's so stupid. Nobody cares about Dallas. They haven't been good since I was born. They so leave it alone. That happened years ago. That's like me talking about like I don't know when the Spurs won the championship like 10 years ago. It's irrelevant now.
Dallas Dallas again has the same problem they always had. It happened the same thing with Tony Romo. Great seasons, don't get me wrong, great seasons. He played great, but what happened? He chokes. That you're having that same problem with Dak. Dak is not gonna get you anywhere. Just realize that. That's it. Like he, I'm not taking anything away from the way he did in the season. Season numbers, amazing. You can put him up there with MVP caliber, whatever. But that doesn't matter if you're gonna get knocked out at home, blown out in your first game on a wild card. I mean, like I don't understand. They're not good. Dan Quinn is searching for jobs, and now you're not good, but yet you're gonna bring Mike McCarthy back.
It's because Mike McCarthy is a good coach. I don't think he's a bad coach. But Mike McCarthy's issue is that he can't complete it in the playoffs. It's like something goes wrong, his teams don't deliver. But these past 3 seasons, they've been 11-2. What? Not 11-2. What the? 11 and 12, 11 and 5 or 12 and 5. I don't even know. But they won 11 games or 12 games minimum.
Yeah,
So,
no, they have.
so
Yeah,
his thing is that he just in the playoffs is like he just forgets all the coach or people just out coach him. You also remember whatever sport you play, once it comes to like knockout rounds, playoffs, all that type of stuff, no matter what sport you play, it's a whole different league. Whatever you did in the little season, nobody cares no more. Everybody starts 0-0, new plays, new trickery. People play more aggressive. It's a whole. People don't always give it their all in every single game throughout the season. I'm assuming. And then once you give a you. It's like literally you play till you die because you want to win that ring. You're not just like 2 to 3 games away from making the Super Bowl, actually winning it. So his teams have been not delivering. I think this is the last season though they're gonna run it back. And I think Dan Quinn. I don't know if he's staying or not. If he either goes to Seattle because Seattle's still trying to find their position. But yeah.
yeah. I mean, all right. One more thing before we get off this game. I know you saw the Jair Alexander. Post game interview.
No, what he say? Oh, that he said Dak is new favorite quarterback.
He said, "There's only a few quarterbacks in my life that throw me picks, and now multiple picks, and now Dak is one of them. So he's among my top QBs in the league." Like this man is great, like on all aspects. I was
He's
like,
awesome.
and I told you last week, I was like, I want the game to somehow end up in his hands. It was close. I mean, they basically said that he was down by contact, whatever, after the pick. But how awesome would have been if he would have intercepted and then for the pick six completely. Oh, that would have been great
Oh,
because he deserved his own
that would
show.
been awesome. Can you see it?
What the score?
Yep.
What is it?
2-0.
I can't. No, I mean I know they're playing, but
2-0. 2-0.
you guys are winning. And you guys have Well, real quick, we're talking about the Rangers and the Vegas Golden Knights. So the Rangers are out there playing right now, and I believe you have what's his name? How do you pronounce it?
Echo?
Oh, okay. He's out right now with
Yeah,
surgery.
he's not playing.
So I mean, you have one of your top guys. Yeah, you have one of your top guys at least
But we
out.
just keep producing.
But
It's not one. We're a team. We got
whatever.
Pritchard Allen.
I mean, we still have a better
We got
record.
Stone.
So
By one game.
let's. Oh, we have 28 wins.
Yeah. How
You
much do we
25.
Oh, ooh, big deal.
It's 3. You were
All
wrong.
right, man.
So let's keep it going. All right, this is the game that I was most excited out of all of them. Was I think everybody that loved football was looking forward into this game. If you're a fan of these teams or not, you had the Rams going against the Detroit Lions,
Boom.
where a couple years ago they did a trade legit only quarterback for quarterback. One quarterback went on to win the Super Bowl with the LA Rams, and the other quarterback, until now, gave the Detroit Lions a division banner and their first playoff home game win in I don't even know how many years. I forgot the
I
years.
forgot.
And not only that, but now so they were out. They were able to win, kept it 24-23. They won by a point, and now they get another home game due to the fact. So their road to the Super Bowl got a little bit easier for them.
Yeah. I mean, wasn't they play Tampa next week? Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
You gotta give credit to the Lions at home. They played offensively, they were starting right, but then they struggled the second half. Rams defense was doing their stuff. Their offense did just enough to help them win because that defense held their ground 3 times. The Rams should have won that game if they would have just at least converted. Not even should have, they at least would have tied it if they would have converted one of those field goals to a touchdown. They got within, like, I think the red zone twice, and they came out with 2 field goals. And you're not gonna win a game with field goals. I know that from example because I see the Jets all they settle down for kicks. You're not gonna win. It's impossible to win. But you gotta give credit to Stafford. Stafford be playing through injuries, headaches, migraines. I don't even know, broken bones, broken limbs.
He
This
came. I was
this
gonna
this
say that.
dude would not give up on his team, and that's a guy that I want in my corner.
The Rams played absolutely amazing. I mean, they gave us the game that we expected. They went all out, both teams, back and forth or whatever. And you know, like you said, the Detroit Lions were able to stop them. The Rams couldn't capitalize on the on the opportunities they had. But either way, I still not only remember the game or whatever, but Puka
He's
Nakua
awesome.
is gonna be a
He is a
star
star.
in
He's
this
already a
league.
star.
No, I mean, no, besides this, because we're considering him a rookie like sensation right now. Talking about like he's gonna evaluate to that person that like in a couple of
Evaluate?
years gonna be valued at, huh?
Evaluate?
We're gonna
Oh,
evaluate him.
don't you mean like involved?
No, like talking about the money market, the way we're
Oh, I
gonna
think you're just gonna evolve to the next
What do you mean,
superstar.
well?
But you say
No, we're gonna like
That's what it sounded like. That's what it
no, I mean
sounded like.
no.
No, me?
He's gonna
No. No, I didn't do it. It's like the guy from the Warriors. He's like, I would never do that.
No, I feel like he's gonna be the next guy to get the money wise, as far as like this is gonna be the salary now when it's
Oh,
his
bro,
turn to
that's like
get paid.
years though. That's like 4 or 5 years. By then, Who knows? We might be talking from like ESPN, our own segment by then.
That'd be amazing. I mean, yeah, I mean that'd be amazing, and we can invite
Oh,
him.
that'd be lit.
Puka, come on down. Tell us about all the money you made. And they'll be like, well, it all started when I came from the Mormon school.
BYU.
Um, and you know,
That's crazy.
BYU, yeah. But he played in Washington, I believe,
For
Washington
like a
State
year or
before
two,
that, before
yeah.
transferring to
And he went to
yeah,
BYU.
before
Yeah.
BYU. But I mean, that kid is
Oh
tough
man.
though.
And
Tough.
he's
Like
not a
there's
big dude. Like he's not like some built like DK Metcalf is built like strong and AJ Brown, they're
mhm,
like strong. He's built kind of like him and Cooper Cup look very similar, but he's just very tough. He has like some type of like is it just strength that you don't see, but it's like inner strength. Because when you try to hit him, this dude just bounces off you. You go for his leg, he absorbs it, and he's like I feel like he feeds off the hit and just keeps going. It's like some
yeah,
crazy type of stuff.
because there was a pass that Stafford threw him like at least a little bit higher than him. He had to go up, get it, and knew that the hit was
Hmm.
coming and came down like I mean the kid is great
That team is gonna be
and
good.
I
Just think
mean
about it.
that's what I was
Puka
gonna say.
and Williams, those are gonna be two people that are gonna be
Mhm.
straight foundations for them. Next, this was technically their rebuilding year, just like Green Bay. It was rebuilding. So
And look
look
what
at
they're
Green
doing.
Bay, and then you see the Rams. They tough loss, but credit to the Lions. But next year, if they add some pieces or they keep building from the draft, that team could be right in that mix. And with Stafford's still on top of his game. Because as long as you have Stafford on your side, you're good in any game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, all flowers to the Lions. We knew their offense can score, but we always said that they're probably gonna lose this game because their defense couldn't
Yeah,
stop nothing. Their defense balled out
yeah.
this game on all aspects of from the safety to the cornerback to the front line.
They
They were able to stop it
they were
when it
like
counted.
bend but don't break type of defense. Because they were giving, but when it
Yeah.
mattered the
Mhm.
most, they were not breaking it, and
Yeah, I mean,
important.
and that was the biggest thing for them all season was their defense wasn't that well, and everybody knew, even Lions fans, like, okay, we probably gonna need to outscore this
Yeah,
team in order to win. But their defense held their own, and obviously the offense gonna put up numbers, and they're going into the division
yeah.
round. And now we have the Buffalo Buffalo Steelers, Buffalo
Oh, sorry.
Bills beat the beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. That game was supposed to play Sunday afternoon. Well, 1 o'clock got postponed because of the crazy snow that they
Hmm.
received. Which I mean, if you looked at the videos and stuff like that, kind of makes sense. If you were like a fan or a player, you couldn't
Hmm.
see anything. How you supposed to play a game like that? Like it's
Yeah,
insane.
no, it was pretty bad out there, and
And
the fact they had people shoveling for like $20, and the fans still had to clean out their own seats. So I don't know what the hell those people were doing when they were actually shoving out there.
yeah, I mean, yeah, you still have videos of Monday that fans were getting there early to clean their
Yeah,
like
it's
cardboard or whatever they
wild.
came with. It was a lot. But Josh Allen is like he gives you the best of both worlds. He scares you because you're like, what the fuck is he
Yeah,
gonna do? But this man faked. I don't even know if he faked it or just did a sharp cut on a run where he was supposed to slide. I was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm just gonna take it upfield and ran for I think 52 yards for a
yeah. I think he
touchdown.
was faking it though, unless I didn't see something. I think he just went through and he saw that he didn't get tackled, and then he just saw the opening and went. But Josh Allen is like, there's moments that you're like, and he didn't fuck up that game. He didn't do anything stupid. But there's moments in the games that you're like, what are you doing, bro? Like you're just hurting ourselves. I thought Pittsburgh played great though. I think they kept it close. I think it was brutal that interception in the red zone. I think that kind of hurt them earlier on because they would have had that game could have probably been even closer. But the whole time you knew Buffalo was gonna dominate. You knew they had their numbers. Pittsburgh did their thing because they were actually playing pretty well. But there's so much you can do against Buffalo, especially when you don't have T.J. Watt playing. That's a huge loss right there.
Yeah, I mean Buffalo did what they needed to do, capitalize on their home field advantage. But yeah, you're right. I didn't expect this. I expected the Steelers to basically
Yeah,
get blown out in a way. But they put up, especially, I mean, I know Mason Rudolph has been playing well towards the end of the season, but I didn't like playoff wise see what he's gonna do and stuff like that. But he played pretty well. but did have a big mistake. Yeah, you're right. But the Steelers were able to at least stand in there. I mean, 31-17 seems like a pretty decent score, and it wasn't like they sat out their starters. And no, they played the whole game. I mean, Pittsburgh put up a fight, and that's one thing about them, though. Every year, no matter what, they are gonna put
Oh,
up a fight. They just like no matter who's injured, they're never gonna back
Tom is
down.
never gonna have his
So
team quit. You know they're always gonna be in that no matter what.
yeah, so I mean, credit to them the way they played, but Buffalo was just too much of a powerhouse, and that's that Buffalo has a lot of injuries on defense, a lot,
And
and
they
they were
just
still
lost
able
another
to.
player on defense. One of their middle
Yeah,
linebackers. That's why they were even
so
getting shredded because Rulo saw that you were playing with basically backup linebackers that he was kind of easy picking them apart.
I think all their middle linebackers are all
Yeah, which
backups
is
at this point,
insane.
or at one point in that game. Yeah, it like, but they were able to pull it off. But now they move on to the divisional round. You know who's not moving to the divisional round because they got their ass kicked? Those birds. Somebody cut their wings because
There,
you let Baker Mayfield kick your
so
ass. He did whatever he wanted on Monday night. Whatever he wanted. But you know what? I'm not as surprised as Philly losing than I was at Dallas lost. Because I kind of seen this from Philly that I called it. I was like, they're gonna lose because the last couple weeks they haven't been playing good on both sides of the ball.
I thought you were gonna say more. Um,
Oh no.
I thought Philly was gonna win still. It was gonna be ugly, but I thought they were gonna win it. But I did not see their offense struggle as much as they did. They couldn't do anything without once Julio Jones got out, another targeted loss. They need AJ Brown in there. I don't know why they didn't run more the ball. Like you had a lot of success early on to run the ball, and because I think they played week 2, week 3. I know it's earlier in the season, but yes, it says running the ball. Run the ball. And if they keep trying to stack it up, but they keep stopping, you do a play action. Like you figure things out. It looked like they never figured out. And I don't think Baker balled out like what people think, because Philly was in it up until like probably the fourth quarter. That's when it got out of hand. But they were in it the whole time, and they weren't even doing anything on offense. They just couldn't get anything going. And if they would have probably one sustainable drive, they would have been a whole different ball game. But they literally were choking. They were struggling. I think it was bad play calling. Their defense, we all knew was bad. They couldn't tackle. Everybody was just passing by through like ain't nothing. So a lot of issues with
Yeah, I
that Philly
mean,
team.
absolutely. Ever since they lost both on both ends, the coordinators, they've been
Yeah.
struggling completely. Um, but I honestly think that Jalen Hurts is Hurts. I mean, and they, I mean, it sounds weird, but I actually do. I mean, the whole finger thing on his throwing can affect you. I think his knee is not 100%, but I mean, obviously they're gonna put him out there to play. But I don't feel like they needed to put him out there every other week in the regular season. You should have given him at least some time to recover. I know you were trying to play for obviously for the title, for the division title and stuff like that. But either way, I mean, you need him healthy
I mean,
regardless. He couldn't even
they
run.
want to have a game at home.
He struggled.
That's all.
I know. No, I know, but like he even struggled running. Like he's not healthy, and yeah, I mean missing AJ Brown and stuff like that
Their
is a
O
huge
line's
loss.
not
The
good.
only person that
The O line was struggling. They were getting to him easily, and they only. Todd Bowles called a great game on
but
defensively because he was mixing things up, sending pressure, not sending pressure. They were still getting to him somehow.
first of all, this man had defensive linemen playing middle linebackers, and the linebackers were at the like so. As the quarterback, you're like, wait, what is he doing? Is he gonna rush me or is he gonna stay? You got somebody coming from the corner. He was sending about 5 or 6 on a blitz
Not
every
it, it
single
was
time.
insane. Yeah,
They
no,
didn't know
it
what to
was
do.
phenomenal coaching right there, which is surprising
So I
that
mean, yeah, I mean
because
he coached it up.
Bucks all season have been the most up and down team that you just can't. It's just
Yeah.
hard to bet them, and I should never change my pick that day.
But yeah, I mean, so now they're advancing. So that's gonna do it for the wild card. Now let's get to the divisional playoffs. Ooh, divisional round. one step closer to that Super Bowl for one of these teams. We got Houston going up to Baltimore though. Going up to I mean, I love CJ. I like what the kid's doing. I like how the boys in Houston are playing. But I not even I can say that they might give him a game, but there's no way they come out with a W in
No,
Baltimore. No,
it's
like
if
no
they
way.
do, great win by them going to Baltimore and winning. But I don't see Ravens losing. I think the Rams will have it. The extra rest, the team is healthy. Any injuries that they got, hopefully people can recover from. And I think CJ Stroud will keep it close because I think Houston keeps these games close. You don't see them blown away. And hey, I mean, if that defense shows up how they did last week, who knows what could happen? Because I feel like CJ Stroud, he looked great against Cleveland, but Baltimore has a great defense too. CJ struggled against the Jets defense. So they played them already earlier this season. I forgot when. I think it was maybe week one, but that's early on already on the season. So at least the Ravens have
Yeah.
some video on him and they know how he was when he played them against, but two different teams. And I still give the edge to Baltimore at home. I still think Baltimore's the best team around the league, and I think they'll get it done. Plus, Mark Andrews back. I'm saying this week mattered a lot.
Yeah, it definitely did. The only thing I can see on the upside for the Texans, as far as like for CJ as well, is the fact that he went to Ohio State as far as
Oh yeah,
weather.
I don't think that's gonna
So the
impact him.
weather in both yeah, so because sometimes these quarterbacks either play in the West Coast or inside their college team is inside a dome somehow, or whatever the case is, or would you but he played in Ohio State where it gets cold
Hmm.
as fuck. So the Baltimore weather is not really gonna affect him personally. Whereas like, okay, he's gonna struggle like and stuff like that because he plays his whole season, whatever. But he came from a college that plays in the cold all the
Yeah,
time. So but yeah, I mean, I see the close game. Baltimore should come
yeah,
out with the
that's
W.
nothing.
Then we have the Packers traveling to Santa Clara to face
49ers.
the
Yeah, I
49ers.
think that's where the Packers will end their luck right there. It's gonna be tough to go over there. I mean, I know everything they done, but Cowboys defense and 49ers defense, completely two different defense. You're gonna have Fred Warner studying you. You're gonna have Bosa following you. I know this dude hasn't done anything since he got there. I forgot his name. Young.
Young.
He's just a name now. He doesn't really bring anything. But that defense is gonna they're gonna shred you apart. They're gonna be very aggressive, and I don't think Packers are gonna come up on top on this one. You can't run the ball on them. It's gonna be
I'm
tough to stop their offense because they got playmakers all levels. Brock Purdy doesn't really do it, but the only way Green Bay's gonna win this game if they get stuff going against on offense, but on defense, they make Brock beat you. Don't let these small plays, these screen passes,
the slow pace.
McCaffrey. You're gonna win this game if you take all that away and be like, all right, we'll play short, we'll trust one on one or on the back, man to man, and we get or some weird type of zone type of shit. But we need Brock to beat it. Brock beats us, we'll live with that. But we can't let them have like a short like handoff to Debo, and Debo runs like 50 yards. That you can't do. Or CMC smart screen because that's what they do. They kind of have a like Miami. They do a lot of motion, a lot of short stuff, and they'll take everything on. But as long as you try to find some way to stop these playmakers and you let Brock put the game in his hand, that's what we got to see what he does because he played bad against Baltimore, 3 picks or 4 picks. They had his number. If I was Green Bay, I'll be looking at that tape. What did Baltimore do to be successful?
Yeah, I mean, even if the Packers don't end up winning but keep it close or whatever, and you see Love at least have a decent enough game against a defense like that, your
Oh
future looks
yeah,
bright still. I mean, you just came
hell
from
of a
beating
season.
Dallas. Now you played in I mean, you played a great let's say a great game against the 49ers, which is basically you probably lost to a Super Bowl champion possible, I mean. So that should be a plus and like going forward for the
Great
Green Bay
momentum.
Packers.
Yeah,
Um yeah. Like we said, the Tampa Bay travel
hmm.
to Detroit. Detroit has
I think
another home game. Eminem is gonna be in the
I
building.
see
His his
I see
balls
that
ain't sweaty.
now his mom just makes spaghetti. He's nervous, but I see. I see the Lions winning this game. I get Baker what he did, but the Lions are not the Eagles. They haven't been struggling. The Lions offense can put numbers. Is their defense questionable? The only way that I think they're in it is they stop the Lions somehow and offensively keep them to field goals, and you keep this game close. And Baker goes off, and Baker has like one of the performance that he had in Green Bay, like I think like 4 or 5 weeks before the season end, or 2 weeks, something like that. But that's the only way. It probably have to be a shootout because unless Todd Bowles figures something out, this Lions defense, great O line. They have very young stars. Golf is playing great, and Golf can't fuck it up. Golf sometimes does some stupid stuff, but he's been playing elite this season. For his standards, I think he was like number 2 in passing and touchdowns. But you gotta give it to the Lions. I think it's gonna be tough for the Baker to go in there and
I
beat
mean,
them.
yeah, I mean that's the only way that at least to start the game off, pressure the Detroit, whatever,
Hmm.
to force the ball, make them force the ball, and somehow give your offense the ability. Now, if the Detroit Lions defense comes out to play the same way they did this past week, then we probably don't have much
Yeah,
of a game as well. Because if they're scoring points and stopping you, I mean, there's not much going on. But if Detroit goes back to what it was during the season, where you don't know what Detroit line defense you're getting, then the Tampa Bay could have a chance to have it close
yeah,
in the fourth quarter. And who knows? I mean, one little mistake can cost you the game in the fourth quarter. You just never
hmm,
know what can happen.
I agree.
So we'll see. I mean, at least they play indoors. So did you wait for? Did you see
Yeah,
the
that's
reporter
so bad on
that
her part
asked?
though. Like you look, but you look
So
bad. It
okay,
looks like you didn't do any
I
research.
no, that's that. So that's my issue. Like apparently, the story is that they send her over. She doesn't cover sports, I believe, but they sent her over because they were short on staff and stuff like that. But you can't just go like that's like me, like whatever. Let's say the Giants are in the playoffs or whatever, and they're calling me like, "Hey, we need somebody. Can you go?" I'm not gonna go there just with random questions. No, I gotta like how you gonna ask somebody how's the weather
They
gonna
play in a
affect you
dome.
when these guys play indoor?
I don't know. I
Like
think it's
you,
her fault, and I think whoever sends her's her fault. Because one, if she doesn't cover sports, then
yeah,
you gotta give her some questions to ask. She's basically doing the favor to just ask these questions. Somebody at least write it up then who's following the department of sports, because she's probably
mm-hmm,
not gonna know what the hell's going on. Then I didn't know that she
yeah,
was just saying. I thought she was actually a reporter because from if the person does
no, yeah.
if
So I,
someone like me who didn't do the research, I'm like, how is she a reporter if she doesn't
mhm,
even know the stadium is a closed stadium? But also
exactly.
Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles, he's like, you. How do you not know that? You get me? Like his response was like, "Ah, Sean, because if you're covering NFL, you know what stadiums and which, or at least you prep yourself for the
No,
question. Be
yeah,
like, all right, this question's wrong. It's incorrect.
yeah. I mean, they should have prepped her regardless. Like, hey, listen, just go in there, ask at least these two just
Hmm.
to get your name out there, create some type of
Yeah,
quotes, and call it a day. So, I mean, I
it
can't
set
blame
her
her
up.
completely, but as also, but
It set
yeah,
her up.
and that's how I feel. Like you were like, hey, we're short, just go ask whatever you can, and just
Yeah.
come back and create the story. So she went in there. I mean, maybe she is a news reporter who, I mean, a weather reporter. So she asked, thinking like, Detroit cold. Let me ask them how they feel. She doesn't. You get like. I mean, in a way, it
It
makes
does.
sense.
It's
So
just
it's like,
that sucks
but
for her.
so I mean, yeah, that's pretty messed up. Now you make her look like a fool to the rest of the world when they're replaying
That's
that
what I
thing
thought.
over and over. So I mean, somebody should apologize to that woman. But now for the game, I think the game of the weekend, the Chiefs on a they go on not home away for the first time in Mahomes' career to Buffalo, where we know the history there.
It's gonna be one. Weather's not gonna affect none of these two teams. They're both playing the cold. But we know these two teams have battled it out as much as I don't know what. They have to face one another in order to basically make it to the end. It's like basically like Bulls and Knicks. Like somehow they always ran to each other. Bulls and Pistons ran to each other.
In the
Yeah,
'90s, yeah,
like all these other great like stuff. That's what I'm
the
saying.
Pacers
The Knicks didn't have
back
to
in the
go to back
day.
then. They have to go to the Pacers. Like, it's oh
Yeah,
you always had to go through that one team. And Buffalo's Chiefs. This is the first time Buffalo has a game at home though, playoff wise, and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
they have to take advantage of it. Crowd noise, atmosphere, everything's gonna come into it. You cannot let Mahomes and Andy Reid and them take away the noise from the crowd, because once they have full control, you're basically fucked. Like you're gonna be fucked, like straight up. Like they didn't even take your dinner straight to like the bed type of fuck. Like because it's gonna be very, it's
Wait,
gonna be
what?
very hard. Can't make me laugh because my headphones fall out.
Yo, you said some crazy shit.
Like it's gonna be very.
I do not agree with his opinions. I want to put that out there. These are solely on Rick. I mean, that's the reason the show is called Keeping It Real. So I'm gonna keep it real on my end. That was all Rick. We clearly heard it from him. S-
So
Proceed.
basically, what's gonna be is run game. Pacheco's gonna have to be going off. They might do some screenplays, but it's gonna be on Josh Allen to not do stupid stuff. Mahomes been doing stupid stuff this season too, but Josh Allen cannot do nothing idiotic. If he doesn't do anything idiotic and he does how he played against Pittsburgh, the game is theirs. And this is the only time because it's gonna be who
I
knows when
mean,
you're gonna see Kansas City away again. It's not hard. I mean it's not easy to see them
yeah,
away from home.
yeah. I mean, it might come down to that. Like, whatever quarterback does the mistake and the other offense capitalizes on that mistake
I
will
mean when
probably
we saw
give you the
them play
win.
throughout the
I
season,
mean,
it was literally Tony's fuck up that they didn't win. Yeah,
exactly. So that's the mistake right there. I mean, we didn't say maybe it's not one of the
it's
quarterbacks.
whoever
It can be
fucked
something
up.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
plain and
that's
simple.
like in that case it was Tony.
It,
So I
it would have been a
mean, an
touchdown, and then
offside.
it would have been Buffalo. I don't know how much left. Who has to try to win the game? So
Yeah, I mean it can come from either side. It can be your 3rd and 5. Your defense jumps offside,
mhm.
automatic first down. Boom. They can give them the like. It can any little thing can happen. So this is a game of possession. But for the first time, Buffalo has the upper hand because they now have
And
the
that
home field
matters for
advantage.
those two teams.
They
It
have the
matters.
crowd. So yeah. So now Mahomes is playing away in a playoff atmosphere, which he hasn't done ever. So I mean, I'm not saying that he's gonna struggle away because we all
Yeah.
seen what he does, but still, I mean, at some point, can your offense do the same thing they just did last
Can they
week of
catch?
as far as like
Can they
play
catch?
like an
Can
offense?
Buffalo's defense
Yes.
stop them though? Because
Can
Buffalo's
it?
defense struggled to even stop Rudolph. Mason Rudolph ain't no Mahomes. They don't.
Yeah.
So and Andy Reid ain't no. I don't know who's offensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh anymore, but Andy Reid's gonna cook something up. Sometimes they do stupid stuff, but sometimes these stupid stuff work. And Buffalo misses
Yeah.
their
I mean,
linebackers, so it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be either a very close game or a high scoring game. Or maybe I don't know about high scoring because Kansas City it could
yeah. I
be
mean,
both.
it could be both. It could be. It could be both. You never know. But I definitely think that's the thing. The game you're looking forward to. I mean, as far as like I mean, you never know. We said that about wild card. We thought who were gonna
Yeah,
win, and
yeah,
look at the
everybody's
teams that
getting
are in the
blown out.
divisional round. So I mean, now you never know. But before we close out with some football, we have some news. One of the centers, one of the greatest centers of all time. He hasn't fully said it, but kind of got leaked because he was
Hmm.
talking to his team. Jason Kelce, the center for the Philadelphia Eagles, is officially calling it quits and retiring. After 13 seasons, 7-time Pro Bowls he went to, 6-time first team All Pro, and a Super Bowl champion, and went to 2 Super Bowls. Unfortunately, lost one, but won the other. So it's finally calling it quits. I mean, he is one of the. Honestly, I never think I saw a game where he wasn't fucking playing.
He's the leader. He's a commander of that team. He's their role model. They look up to him. He's the quarterback of the whole offense. Not even it's not even Hurts because I don't remember seeing that play where he shook Hurts off saying, "No, we're not doing that. We're going to play work." Like a center is very important to the team, but his is just his IQ is more important to that team. You could replace a center. It's not as hard as replacing a quarterback, but his IQ to the game is what is going to be effective because that O line
He's
is not
different.
as great as they are if it wasn't for him. He knows, he calls out the mic, he knows exactly what's going. That's what's gonna hurt. His IQ, not as much as like his presence is just gonna be a huge blown to that
Yeah.
offense. And who knows who's gonna replace him? I think they already drafted I think a year, 2 years ago, his backup, who hopefully he's been learning under his
Hmm.
wing for the past
I
two
mean,
years because now it's your time. That's
but
not going to be a huge loss. The whole O line is
but
old too.
also,
They're old. Nick
yeah,
Johnson's own.
yeah. I mean,
What was it? Aloy Maha is on the one. He's old. They're that's the
Johnson
same.
too,
Lane
I
Johnson.
think
I mean,
so. I
they're
mean,
coming to their age.
oh
And
yeah.
it's sooner or later that O line who was great for
I
years,
mean,
it's gonna pass out.
that's why that tush push is probably coming to an end. I mean, Jason Kelsey was the main
Mhm.
guy. You weren't getting through. You weren't. Jalen Hurts was not scoring
Oh,
touchdowns
neither.
if it wasn't
Oh,
for Jason Kelsey, like straight up. So I mean, and that's why sports are the greatest. Because as a Giants fan, I completely, I despise the Eagles, whatever. But when it comes to giving somebody their flowers, doesn't matter if he's from that team or whatever other team I don't like, the man deserves it. Had an amazing career. And, who knows where he might go? He might become an offensive line coach somewhere.
he's
You
probably
never
gonna
know
take
what could
time
happen
off,
with him. And,
relax, be with his kids, his
cause,
wife.
I mean,
He's
he relaxes
he's
anyway.
he.
Have you seen this man dress? He's like, he told Travis, he's like, I'm not here for a fashion show. I'm here to
It's
play
true though.
football. See? Well, I mean, guy was great. His spirit, humble. I mean, one of the nicest guy you probably
You met
meet
him?
too. And
No, but you
no,
met
no,
him?
but you know what I mean. I said one of the guys
No,
you
but
meet, like, have you spoke to him?
have you spoken
Maybe
to him?
I'll meet. I mean, maybe
Have you
I can meet
spoken
him
to
one day.
him?
You never know. Hopefully.
Exactly.
No, not yet. Well, soon. We have a meeting. But
I hate
but
these
I mean,
headphones.
shout out to him. He played
Stupid AirPods.
he played great his whole career, and I had a feeling. I didn't know that it was gonna. I thought it was just feeling emotional, and he was gonna overthink it again. But if
You
you saw
know.
that, like the
And
last
he
one,
went
he
to his
finally
O-line
got off the
coach
field.
and all that
Yeah,
other
he
stuff. Yeah.
hugged
He
him,
knew.
looked
He
around the
probably knew all
field. I
season long.
was
He's like,
like,
all right, we made it to the Super Bowl. I'm gonna give it one more run. And that, yeah.
That's
And
yeah, it's probably
he's
what I
not
want.
changing his mind.
See
Yeah.
how far I can do it.
It's tough, but
Yeah, I mean, now he can go. I mean, Travis is not going
hmm
nowhere. Clear, he said it. No matter what. Now he can. I guess he could support him like Peyton did with Eli the last couple of years when Eli was like
I
still
think
had
Travis
like
probably
three, four
plays for
years
maybe
left. So
another
I
maybe
mean,
2 years, I think. Because Travis is getting up there. He's
three. I
34,
think three tops.
35, 36 at the tight
Three
end.
tops.
It's tough. You lose a step.
Yeah. I
It's not
mean,
like playing other positions. I mean, a quarterback can last longer because they're not
yeah.
running like the way you do or getting hit all the time like you do. But
I know. Yeah. But so that will do it for our football side. Let's just jump into some sports around the world. We have some sad news in the NBA. The assistant coach for the Golden State Warriors passed away. I apologize, but I really can't pronounce his name. If you know how to pronounce it, you can say it. But I know his I'm just gonna say his last name is like Milo. So like the rest
do
of
you
it,
have it? Do you
I
have his
really
name
can't
here?
pronounce it. Like,
Um,
no, I don't. I don't. Um, we could definitely get it up, but
Dijon, Dijon,
Denja
Milo
Dijon
Djokovic.
Milo
It's probably like Serbian,
Milo
maybe, maybe. I
Serbian. I mean, yeah, okay. Well, we didn't pronounce it right. We apologize, but sad news for them. Condolences to his family and the Golden State Warriors. He had a private dinner and led to a critical. Ended up in the hospital with health critical condition, and the following morning got a heart attack, and that's how he passed away. Like young,
I
46
thought he
years
had a
old.
heart attack during the dinner, and they rushed him overnight, and then he was in critical condition, and then throughout the night, it's when he was actually pronounced dead.
They said that he received it the following day, early that day or
They
whatever in
said,
the
well, I saw
reports.
another report, but either way, I mean, when they said he was rushed, he was to the hospital. He was in very critical condition, which was tough to hear.
He's he
Oh,
is
okay.
he's from Serbia. You were
Yeah.
right. Native. Yep.
Um, it's.
But I mean,
I think it's and I
unfortunately,
think
yeah,
it was good
sad
by the
news.
Warriors and NBA to postpone that game because I was seeing some like bad comments of people like, oh, but it's just an assistant coach. It's still an individual who's part of the organization.
It's a human. Like I
Why
don't
are you getting
understand.
mad
It's a
at me,
human
bro? I didn't
life.
say
Like
it.
I don't like I don't know. I'm not getting like like it's crazy. Like
You
how
know, how
people say like
society.
the same thing. Not for not when Skip with Hamlin when Skip Bayless was like get him off the field, bro. The
No,
guy
no.
was dying on the
Hamlin was
field.
pronounced
What do
dead
you?
for a second on the field. What's even worse, yeah.
Yeah, and Skip Bayless like yo, like seriously, like this man was not alive.
I mean, what
Like
it is crazy though that Hamlin's gonna win comeback player of the year.
cr- I mean, yeah, I mean they're gonna give it to him, but I don't know. I don't agree with a lot of awards anyway for
Oh yeah,
anything.
like MVP is always a quarterback. It can
Like,
never be anybody else. It has to be a quarterback. I don't even remember the last
yeah,
person who
that's the
won
main one.
a
Like,
MVP award who was non-quarterback.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't matter just because your team is good, but what about that team is good because of the amazing pass
CMC,
rusher they have?
Hill,
Like,
Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill was
so yeah,
amazing
or
this
yeah.
season.
So I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of ones I don't agree with, but continue on the NBA. The Pacers traded for Siakam. The Toronto Raptors are just loading up on
They're
like
gonna
capital as
build
far as draft
around
picks and
Scotty.
stuff. Um, and I mean, as they should.
Very
Kid's young.
talented.
He's very good. So why not? Why not give him some pieces for now, and then with the draft, either trade for somebody or use them in the draft to build around him. And what else do we got around here? Oh, so I read this today. Well, I don't know when it came out, but so Netflix is coming out with another docu series about
Yeah.
like how the quarterback show that they follow through. They're
Oh,
doing this
nice.
with the NBA, and rumors, yeah, and rumors are the ones that they're gonna start the series with is LeBron James, Jason Tatum, Jimmy Butler, Anthony Edwards, and Domantas. Right? Am I pronouncing it right? Domantas,
Demontis Sabonis.
Sabonis, Sabonis. That's his
Mm-hmm.
first name, right? I'm correct.
I didn't know it was
Yeah, those are
Demontis. I just call him
I think.
Sabonis.
Oh, I mean, a lot of people just say his last
I
name. To
just
be
say
honest with you, but
Sabonis.
yeah, you're right. But yeah, so those are the guys that they're looking to like start the which pretty good characters. I mean, as far as like looking to see what they do, I mean, why not? So that's what we got for the NBA right now. Eventually, we're gonna transition from football to the NBA as football finishes. But for right now, it's all football. We know that. Talking about football, you know who is gonna have maybe more wins in the AT&T Stadium than the Dallas Cowboys? Whoever plays in that stadium, because they got the final for the World Cup. But you know why?
It
Because
was like
MetLife is trash.
it was
You
MetLife,
said that a lot
I
of
think
times.
SoFi, and I think AT&T. And T. And it makes perfect sense
AT&T.
because MetLife is ugly. They fucked it up. They had the ability and the opportunity to make a gorgeous stadium right there, right 5 miles from New York City. Exactly.
Two
Apparently,
owners.
your owner was cheap though,
Two
and
owners.
amazing stadium, state of the art, beautiful,
Yeah.
all that, right from New York City. Could have brought a lot of attention, and you build one of the most ugliest, trashes, waste of taxpayer money that I paid for that piece of garbage. It's ugly, it's hideous. You can't even use it all year round. We don't live in California or Florida. Well, I don't live there, but it's not California or Florida. Because you can't even have concerts in the winter. It's cold. So
I
they're
know.
idiots for doing that.
Yeah,
You
I
could have
mean,
had a roof. If you want to have sunlight in the winter, build a retractable roof. Whatever you would have spent on all of this, you would have gotten it back. One way or another, you would have made the money back. Venues, concerts, um, anything that wants to come through, you would have. Plus, you're right there from New York. People would have came to watch stuff there, but they're idiots and they didn't think about it. Um, and Texas is a very popular big stadium. Soccer is a lot of Spanish people sport in other countries. So it's gonna be very packed. and it makes perfect sense.
I mean, yeah, they're gonna get all the millions that MetLife couldn't because of the way it was built. Simple. So, but let's get into what we're gonna have now as a segment, our level up segment. So, who's your level up team for this divisional round? Possibly we might have the same because I know who mine is gonna be.
My level up team is gonna be
Dun, 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 dun,
Kansas
dun,
City
dun,
Chiefs.
dun, 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 dun.
Yep.
Kansas City Chiefs. Okay. I'm pretty
I said
shocked.
it
Okay.
more because I have not seen them play a well game consecutively, and I'm not seeing them play an away game for a playoffs. And I think it's time to actually see what Mahomes can actually deliver on a game. He done everything at home, but I want to see who he becomes when he has to put his team on his back and deliver away against a Buffalo team who's gonna be thinking that they have all the advantage whatsoever. Kansas is going there as a huge underdogs, not huge, but they're going as underdogs, and I want to see what that Chiefs team builds because they struggled a lot. They have struggles on easy, simple games. They have Mahomes has been doing some dumb plays sometimes. They just keep the other teams in, and that's why I choose them to actually level up.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I
I know you
mean,
can go
we're in the
Buffalo.
same game, different
Fair.
teams. I am. Yeah, that's why I was like, I was surprised.
No, I'm
I
gonna
thought
go
you were gonna go
Buffalo.
Buffalo. I'm not gonna lie. So that's why I was the same. But yeah, I'm taking Buffalo as my level up team for basically the opposite of what you said. In a way similar, but also opposite. A team that needs a win, needs to get past the divisional round. I mean, I know they made it to the conference, but lost to the same team they're about to face. So you lost to this team before. This team at some point in the season as well has you numbered. This is where and this is where you come out at home and Josh Allen can't make mistakes. The defense has somehow get it together as they have and ball out. And pass the Kansas City Chiefs that
I just
have been
think
struggling all year,
I just think Buffalo's been playing
especially offensive.
better than Kansas City towards the end of the
Overall.
season, which is
Well,
why I
towards the end of the
think more
second half
pressure
of
be
the
on
season, I
Kansas
want to
City
say.
because Buffalo's feeling it. I get the whole thing that Buffalo wants to take, they need to finally slash the dragon in the playoffs. But I
Yeah,
think Kansas City needs to go there and show that they still are the Chiefs and Mahomes still Mahomes. Yeah, and if you
they
do it
still own them.
away, which a lot of people's like, oh, but now you're going to Buffalo, this and that. And that's why I think, but like, nah, I'm still Mahomes, and I'm still the Chiefs, and we're still gonna go back to the AFC Championship regardless of how we started.
Well, I mean, but that's why I need Buffalo to like do their thing because now you got them. You finally got what you wanted this whole time.
Yeah.
You wanted Mahomes away from his house.
Buffalo.
Now take advantage of it. You got it. Now take advantage of it because it probably is. It's not gonna happen often. Let's just be honest. Kansas City's probably gonna play at least 2 home games all the time, if not all three of them. So now you got the advantage. Take advantage of the divisional round where they're coming to you, and make sure you have the crowd in as much as possible, and go from
And
the
don't fuck it
beginning
up.
and just kick it up, basically. So that's gonna be up for a level up segment because now it's a segment. Woohoo! Now let's go for our picks because these picks were beautiful. Because I did great. I did great. Rick had Cleveland, Chiefs, Bills, Cowboys, Rams, Philly. You went 2-4. Wow, the IQ I have. I picked the Texans, Chiefs, Bills. I didn't have IQ for the Cowboys. But I picked them. Picked the Rams and I picked the Bucks. Went 4-2. So right now I'm looking pretty good. I have a pretty good solid, Just like Josh Allen, I can't fuck it up. So I gotta make sure I got you on the away team. Gotta take home field advantage. So let's pick our teams for this week. Let's pick the 4 games. You want me to
Yeah,
go
since
first this week
apparently you have
since
the
you went first last week?
IQ.
Like Oh, I think we're all gonna choose only one game
Yes.
different. Let's be honest. So I'm gonna take I'm gonna take the Ravens, San Francisco, the Lions, and the
I'm
Bills.
taking the
That's gonna be
Ravens,
my four.
San Francisco, the Lions, and Kansas City.
I figured. Oh man. So I got that. I mean, that game. So I guess it has more
Yeah,
than just Allen against Mahomes. Because us against each other. Let's go. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait. More football, the better. And it's gonna be a great divisional round for a simple fact that I feel like the ones that are considered underdog teams
yeah.
are playing hot right now. So you never know what can happen. So, and that's gonna wrap it up for our very first episode. Not really, but as a rebranded show of Keeping It Real. Woo! We got it out the way. But until next time, as always, we're always keeping it real. Make sure you follow us on all social media at Keeping It Real Podcast Show with no G. So we're gonna, as always, I'm Gerald, and I got my little brother with
Hey
me,
guys.
Rick. Say peace out and have a good one. Till next time, guys. Peace.